Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I didn't think I was going to be able to get the thumbnail screen off the page there. I was having a little bit of trouble getting that down. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday, man, and does it feel like it's about 2:30 in the morning? Like, is anybody else dragging? What time is it? It's really 10 o'clock. If it was yesterday, it would be 10 o'clock. 24 hours ago, it's 10 p.m. So if anyone else is dragging, I get it. I am. I literally fell asleep just a few minutes before the show. So we are firing on all cylinders. We're gonna have a good show. We've got a lot to talk about. Let everybody know, we are going to be talking about this article that came out in the newspaper today. We are just 3 days away, and 2 days actually, 1 day, really, truthfully be told. We'll wake up tomorrow, God willing. Tomorrow's Monday, and then bam, Tuesday's here. So tomorrow, and then the election is here. So because of that, we're going to be talking about the election. We're going to be talking about the elections everywhere, but specifically, we have a pretty big kind of a late developing story, something that we hear on Perception is Reality. We here on the Political Spotlight talked about back on the 25th of October. So we broke the story here on the 25th of October, and I'm glad they covered it. It's better late than never, because it is important news. It is important information. And like Audie said, there is a lot of information in that article. It's a lot of information, and it's very overwhelming. So we're going to go through all of that. We're going to talk everything through, and then we're going to go over that. It really made it. Yeah, it does not. It's not good for Audie. It's not good for, as Audie said, it's not good for Dan. Give me 1 second here. Let me get this shared. Audie, okay, sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pull this up here, and we're going to take a look at this here like this. Are you available? Do you want to pop on for a second if you want to? Or I mean, I don't know if you've got other things that you're dealing with. All right. I think Kate's gonna send you the link here. Kate sent the invite to you there, Audie. So This says, this is not the right article. It says general election to be held Tuesday. That's not the right article that we want. There will be a general election and it will be held Tuesday. That is not the article that we were looking for. This is another big story. 3 people found shot to death in Muncie's Muncie home. Scary. Lack of internal controls cited by state audit of Muncie government. Yeah, right, Joey? You hear?
Here.
There's Audie.
Caught me watching a football game. Turn it sideways.
Oh, well, if you want to, I don't want to.
I'm good. You just have to give me a minute.
Kill your Sunday evening.
Oh, no. It's just, I can watch football. I can multitask. I got something. Okay, that's a star press. I got to get my glasses. Shit, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, I can read. No, you don't got to read anything.
Okay, I'm ready. No, I got to be able to see what we're talking about.
Right. So this is just the article here from the Star Press article, and like you said, there is a lot of information in this. This basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is covering the state board audits that we covered back on the 25th, but it's good because it puts it all in one concise area for the citizens to see, and it's all right here. Of course, the Star Press talked to both Jeff and talked to Dan and got a little bit of information for
Chris, here's the thing.
The article.
Here's the thing. The mayor's circumventing the council for the last year and a half.
Sure.
He's doing same thing with the state. You know?
Yeah.
He's overstating the balances on the account, so he's lying to the people about how much money we've got, for starters. He's got ghost employment because he's got a guy that's a contractor that is also on payroll that's getting paid while he is doing the grants because he's a subcontracted. So that's ghost employment right there off the bat.
And I'll tell you, and that's the thing. And I don't want anybody to act like, oh, this is the first, what is this? I can't believe this, because Sarah Beach has been yelling this from the rooftops since we found out that Dustin Clark was in this position. Now, the article does not name the guy, but it is Dustin Clark.
Chris, you remember how the Republicans were hollering and screaming when Doug Marshall done this shit?
Yep.
Doug was an elected official and working as an employee. So, there's a little bit of difference there. This guy's ghost employment because he's working on these subcontracted work while he's supposed to be on the hourly clock. So, he's double dipping.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And hell, he don't even live in Muncie.
Right. Well, yeah. Last thing I knew, he had a house. He had a house here.
Okay.
He got a house here, but at one point he did not. He's
not a Muncie native anyhow. Yeah, not a Delaware.
Right. You don't go here. All right. So here is where we're at. It says state of audit of Muncie government finances during 2022 cited a lack of internal controls in record keeping of city revenue and expenditures, including proceeds of federal and state grants. Many of the findings in the 2022 report were marked as repeat issues also brought up in the 2021 audits of the city finances, said Beth Kelly, Deputy State Examiner with the State Board of Accounts. The lack of internal controls was a systemic issue throughout the audit period. Reported by the State Board of Accounts audit issued September 21st. There were no findings of wrongdoing in the audit, but instead it determined a determination that the city lacked a system guaranteed accuracy regarding its reporting of finances. So I want to be very clear on what that says. It's not saying that anyone in the city has stolen anything. It's not saying that anything has happened wrong. It's not saying that anyone has done anything where they could be prosecuted for it. But they have set up a system in which things are wrong and things don't look right, and things could easily go wrong.
Is that called perception is reality?
Well, when something is, when the problem is when this mayor was supposed to be coming in and making everything upstanding, everything was supposed to be above board, everything was supposed to be, right. And look, I understand people are going to make mistakes, things are going to happen. But when you got the State Board of Accounts coming in and they say, hey, this is a problem, the next year they come back, they shouldn't still have that issue. I'm not saying that they're going to have, flawless audits, but
not the same thing here.
Not the same thing, time in and time out. Yeah, that's a problem.
That's the problem. It's because they're not doing their paperwork.
Right.
They're overinflating these budget accounts, saying how much they've got, and they're lying to people.
Right. So it goes on here.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, go on with it because it's
Jeff Robinson, president of the city council and Ridenour's Democratic opponent in the municipal election on Tuesday, said the problem with the audit and lack of internal controls meant it's difficult to tell where the city really stands financially at any given time. Lack of internal controls appeared to be a common area of problems found in the State Board of Accounts audits of cities across Indiana. Mayor Dan Ridenour said the 2022 audit was actually an improvement over the city audit reports in the past, which including those under his predecessor, which that's the very first thing that he always points to. That's kind of like when you've got, a bad guy and he's stealing from your store and he's like, well, I didn't steal as much as that guy. And it's like, okay, but you're still stealing. If you're murdering me, I don't care if you murder me. If you shoot me and I'm dead, or the next person shoots and stabs the other person, it's like you're still murdering me. It doesn't matter,
I have a question though. Has anyone actually looked at any of the audits from his predecessor? Did you, Kristopher?
Oh, I'm sure there have been people. I looked at old audits back in the day, but I haven't looked at anything. I haven't looked at that like yesterday or today. So yeah, tell me what you found.
I did. So it seems like it's about the same number of, issues.
Okay.
But I will tell you that the amounts they're talking about, because wasn't one of the amounts something like $12 million or something?
A lot of money.
The highest number I saw on anything in the previous administrations was $1 million. And most of them were like $10,000, $20,000. I mean, really, that's piddly poop.
Yeah.
You're talking about a $500 million budget. $20,000 is not anything to like lose your mind over.
Right.
So that's bullshit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see this here.
And he's going to say, "Oh, that wasn't nearly as bad as the last administration."
Yeah, right. I'm sending you.
I'm surprised he didn't mention the FBI in that. Right. I'll let you guys get back to it.
No, hold on 1 second. I'm sending you, the article. I just sent you the whole thing. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sending you the article that we're reading in the messenger. Is there any way that you can put that up and share that and that you can read it for 1 second and let me come right back to you? Can you just read it for like 10 seconds and let me come right back to you?
Yeah. What am I?
Do that.
Oh, you need me to share the article.
Yeah, so you can thumb through
Is
it.
your computer being a poo?
Yeah, I just need to pull out of this and come right back to it.
Okay, so we're
I'm-
at the, you just finished under the predecessor, right?
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
the second thing. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, Audie. You're stuck with me now.
Hey,
Haha.
Kate, before you start,
Well, I will be as soon as I figure out how to share the damn thing.
if this guy was a bank, kept his books like that, he'd been fired. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. He probably was.
Let's add this to the stage. Now, you're going to have to keep an eye on the comments here, Audie, because I'm going to be off screen reading this as soon as I get down to where he was at. Okay, under those of his predecessor, Matt Wegley, deputy controller for the city, said the controller's office oversees a $562.5 million budget with more than 400 funds. We'd like to get the audit findings down to zero, he said of the audit report, and had added they had not yet reached perfection. The most recent audit period was January through December of 2022. The State Board of Accounts finding with regard to the city's financial transactions and reporting was, quote, material weakness and noncompliance, unquote, noting that this was a repeat finding from the state's 2021 audit. Regarding the preparation of the schedule of expenditures of federal awards, the audit finding was again material weakness and noncompliance. And again, the SBOA found that this was a repeat finding from 2021. On federal awards findings and questioned costs, the SBOA found that there were material weakness and other matters, also a repeat finding from the 2021 audit.
So we told you, wait a minute, you guys are doing wrong here. We need to change it next year, but they're still doing it wrong.
I don't know why you wouldn't be, because isn't the SBOA there to really help a city?
It is. And
I mean, they're not coming in and like finding a mistake and going, oh, you're all going to jail forever now. They're like, no, this could be a problem if you're trying to get a good picture of the city's finances. And if you don't have a good picture of the city's finances, it does make it easier for people to embezzle. So you may want to fix these things. They're trying to help.
And they're supposed to put in a corrective actions proposal or something.
Yeah, they call it like a cap or something.
Here in a few minutes in this article.
And they haven't done that, and they haven't fixed it. And I don't understand why you wouldn't be like, oh, well, we better unfuck ourselves.
Because it's Stan's administration, they don't have to do anything by the book. It's just simple. We're God, and that's the way it is.
I just don't
Deal with it, you peasants.
All right, we'll keep going.
Deal with it the way it is.
With the handling of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, the state found material weaknesses, but that was a new finding for 2022. Oh, good. And something new. On Friday, Ridenour forwarded the Star Press an email Controller Craig Wright solicited the same day from Kendra Leatherman, General Counsel for the SBOA. The email, apparently in reply to Wright's inquiry about the audit, says in part that the audit situation is improving for Muncie. From an auditor's perspective, we do think the audits are moving in a positive direction, the email Leatherman sent to Ridenour said. The 2022 audit corrected numerous items from the 2021 audit. Additionally, as you know, the 2021 audit did not conclude until December of 2022, so that affects how many items in the city could otherwise adjust. Leatherman also says, because of the comments in the report, the city will be required to file corrective action plans, CAPs, for some items. The language in the statute that references examination reports and CAPs does use the language critical of an examined entity. So maybe that is where the critical language is coming from. Robinson also said that when the audit began in the spring as president of the council, he was part of the group of officials who met with the SBOA auditor. And at the exit meeting on August 30th, Robinson said he was not invited to the meeting, and Republican council member Aaron Clark instead appeared as council representative at the discussion of the audit findings.
He was just happened to be in the building.
Yeah, Clark said he just happened to be in the building when the exit conference was being conducted.
Yeah.
Oh. He just always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
When Dan
we need someone to give $18 million to for a project. Oh, and he just happens to be there.
Yep.
And oh, we need someone to take over this spot on this meeting so that nobody knows anything bad about Dan Ridenour, and he just happens to be there. It's remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Present at the exit conference were Ridenour, Clark, Sanitary District Board President Stephen Brand, Sanitary District Administrator John Barlow, Wegley, and Claire's Burke, investment clerk for the city. I reviewed this audit with the state examiner, Clark said. We covered each of the errors. He stated that there was no concern. All were explained and corrected or correctable. Clark went on to say that he wasn't concerned either. The state performs these audits for that purpose, and I know the controller's office will make the adjustments. Really? Because on a lot of these things, they haven't.
Right.
Defects in federal fund record keeping. The state audit found defects in the city's methods regarding record keeping of federal funds. The city had not properly designed or implemented a system of internal controls, which would include appropriate segregation of duties that would likely be effective in preventing or detecting and correcting non-compliance, said the audit report that dealt directly with compliance and rules and handling federal funds. The report said the city submitted 4 project and expenditure reports of awarded federal monies during 2022. However, a single employee prepared and submitted the P&E reports without a review or oversight process, the report stated. Holy shit. That's like millions and millions of dollars, and they only had one set of eyes on it?
One person. Wonder who that was.
Shireen.
Let's find a little bit over here.
The audit noted it in its findings regarding the spending of federal COVID-19 recovery funds that reporting did not always have records, such as a price or cost analysis, the rationale for the spending, and the reason for the selection of the contractor and the basis for the amount spent. Well, because Dan just spends it however he wants to. He doesn't need like approval from anybody or anything. Nah, you're breaking up, Audie.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. It says reason for selection of contractor. You got to have a reason to select these contractors. You just can't give the money to these contractors.
Well, it says it doesn't even include the rationale for the spending.
Right.
Any kind of price analysis. How do you do a project and not have, like, that is just part of the process?
Workman's Bar, Southway Plaza. You want me to go on?
Michael's Place,
Till Pond,
TUI, YMCA.
The loft. Oh, wait, loft wasn't his.
I don't get it. The city said that Ridenour said that the city had been using a form that was not preferred by the auditor and has since switched to the preferred form that provided the particular information auditors were seeking.
Wait a minute. Wright does what he wants. He thinks he's all that. He does these budgets and he submits it to the council, and it's like a foreign language. Now, you peasants believe what I'm telling you.
The city had been using a form that wasn't I imagine there is like some kind of standardized state form you're supposed to be reporting this on. What did he do? He had them handwrite a little letter to say, we spent this much on this, and that's good.
But see, when I asked for records, that's what they done for me. Adam wrote me a little paper what he spent money on, and I said, that's not quite what I asked. He said, we don't have the breakdown of all that. Okay, that's the reason we don't have the breakdown, because they don't have the paperwork.
Oh my God. 6 vendors fell within the simplified acquisition threshold, which does not require bidding, the audit said. All 6 vendors were selected for testing. For 3 of the vendors tested, there were no requests for proposals received and no documentation to support the history of the procurement, including the rationale for the method of procurement nor selection of the contract. In addition, there was no documentation that a price or cost analysis was performed for the 3 contracts.
So what that means is,
holy shit,
you give contracts to these people that just started their business a month or 2 weeks before. I believe that's what that has to deal with.
Well, they never put the projects out for a bid process.
Correct.
Or for a RFP process.
Right. He handed them directly to his people that just started their business a month before.
So I walked in the door and said, hey, Dan, got any work? And he said, oh, yeah, sure. Here you go.
Just start this business here and we'll get you some money.
Yeah. That's insanity. Okay, audit. No independent review of bank reconciliation, reconcilement. Oh, Lord, it's going to be one of those days. Reconcilements. Regarding financial matters unrelated to federal and state dollars awarded to the city, similar problems of a lack of adequate internal controls were found. The same individual entered numerous receipts into the accounting system and prepared the bank reconcilements, the audit said. Additionally, no documentation was presented indicating the receipt postings were reviewed by another individual. The city's financial information was prepared and electronically submitted through the Indiana Gateway for Government Units financial reporting system, which was the source of the city's annual financial report and financial statement, according to the budget audit. An oversight or review process was documented, but did not prevent or detect and correct errors to ensure that the financial information was accurate and complete, the audit said. Due to the lack of internal controls, the SBOA found the following errors occurred. Oh, dear God, and this is where it begins.
This is lots of money.
You got a calculator on you to start adding this shit up?
I get it pretty close.
The payroll fund receipts.
Let me. I got a calculator. Go ahead and do it.
Okay. The payroll fund receipts and disbursements were omitted, resulting in receipts, disbursements, and the ending cash and investments balance being understated by more than $37.4 million. 37.4 million.
All right, so I add all those up.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So you got
37.4, 37.4 million,
5 million
and $12,945.
So 75 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The city court fund receipts and disbursements were omitted, resulting in receipts, disbursements, and the ending cash and investments balance being understated by $947,261, $922,464, and $24,797, respectively.
Okay, million each, and that takes you to another 77 million. Give or take a couple $100,000.
At this point, yeah. What's $100,000?
Not on 76 million or 77 million. Ain't much.
1,894,000,
and then 24,797. So you got all three of those prices.
Yeah.
So that's close to another 2 million. So that should take us to about 76.8 million.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that close?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Redevelopment Commission tax increment financing 2022 bonds fund disbursements were understated by $148,881, and ending cash and investments balance was overstated by $148,881. So those two actually even out.
Yep.
So that the balance is zero.
So we're still at 76.8.
Yeah. The state reported the audit adjustments were proposed, accepted by the city, and made to the financial statement for the errors. Auditors found that disbursements from several accounts exceeded their budgeted amount in 2022, including 1.3 from the general fund.
So he's always stating that he is on budget, not over budget. Here they're saying that he's $1.3 million over budget that was not reported.
Yep.
His books.
Yep.
Other funds exceeding their budgeted amount include Parks and Recreation 2022 by $274,400.
And we can't get nothing mowed.
Right.
Bond revenue Tui Park by $750. Cemetery operating 2022 by $228,775. Motor vehicle highways and MVH restricted funds in 2022 by $325,416. Local road and street 2022 by, holy shit, $873,908.
Now I want it known, and Annie, maybe Annie can help me with this, but I want it known that one of the things that Ridenour has talked about was the fact that when he came into office, his predecessor had made the edit funds, and they were so far in the hole, they were so far behind that he had to work so diligently to get that money up to square. And what he made it seem like they had like illegally done something. Keep in mind, folks, let's just be real honest, everything.
That
with
amount.
everything. Dennis was in trouble for allegedly, well, he admitted, he pled guilty, so we don't have to say allegedly anymore. Dennis pled to taking $5,000. There was a lot more alleged by Ridenour that they were in the hole. It's because of crap like this. So then he gets in and he does the exact same thing. He gets in and does the exact same thing. Well, it's not that there were issues with the funds because of how things were reported. For example, like with the that's what I'm needing help with. The street department hadn't reported something and hadn't got their funding, and so that's all that needed to happen. And they came in and they did it, and then that immediately took care of the issue. It's just reporting things like this. This is the problem that we run into because, say, for example, Jeff comes in and he was like, well, look at what the predecessor did. He did all of this, and we had to fight to get all of these accounts back to square, where realistically, it's just reporting things the right way would handle a lot of that.
No, Charlize, they were driving all over town, pulling train on Dan. I mean, driving on Dan, or honking all over town like a parade all day.
I don't know what was going on with that nonsense. That's so stupid.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. Well, how many people were?
If they were reporting this stuff right, I mean, they might be on budget.
Right.
But this looks like they're like $3 million over budget.
Well, $1 wasn't reported on that general fund, so that means they're $1.3 million. They spent more than $1.3 million. Right there, about $1.6 million.
You add everything. You're breaking up again, Audie. You add everything up together, and it's like $3 million over budget is what this looks like. Maybe we are on budget, but he just.
No,
he's fix it so you can see where the city stands. Because looking like we're $3 million in the hole is just ridiculous.
He's understated it. He's understated it because he wanted to look like he was in budget. He's not in budget. He's $30 million over of what he was supposed to spend. Remember
are we switching out?
Am I?
If they were on,
are you going to switch out and take over reading? Or you want me to just keep going?
Hold on. And he says if they were on budget, the audit would state that.
Correct.
So, how much more do we have?
A lot. We ain't even got to the Dusty Park part yet.
Oh shit. Okay.
We're just above scrutiny of internal controls.
Go a little bit longer, and then we'll switch out.
Okay. The audit also found the city did not comply with the state examiner directive and failed to upload any of the annual files on the Indiana Gateway for Government Units financing reporting system for 2022 until subsequent to the beginning of the audit on May 24th, 2023. In addition, the city uploaded several monthly files late. The audit said the Muncie City officials' record of uploads includes bank statements were uploaded late for January through July, September through November. So they uploaded August on time, and that was it. Bank reconciliations were uploaded late for the following months, January through March, June, September through November. Common council minutes were uploaded late for the following months, January through November. Who's responsible for that, Kristopher?
Okay, so that, I mean, that, in my opinion, should be the clerk.
Yes.
So the cardboard box was cardboard boxing from January through November.
Yeah, I don't know what was she doing, and her opponent Norman should be letting people know this because Belinda's running around saying, "Well, we're doing everything wonderful in our office, and we've not had any problems, except you have had issues."
Yeah. Fund ledgers were uploaded late for the following months: February and March, June, September through November. These people are too busy on Facebook talking about how wonderful Dan is to do their damn jobs.
Yes, that's the problem. That is the problem.
All right, Kristopher, you want to take over? We're down to scrutiny of internal controls.
Yeah, we'll take over scrutiny.
All right.
What? The problem is
it's the controller who does it?
They got a bunch of people in there that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Wait. wait, Annie. So the controller uploads the minutes, the city council minutes. I didn't know that. Okay. That's weird. Let me share this here. Brenda Grider, they got me for understating that a 1.8. Okay, the gateway audits. Yeah, so that would make sense. So it's the controller that does that. Yeah. They got me for understating a 1.8 million for not having it recorded, but I never received the money nor paid it out. It's all through. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay, so it's not the it's still the administration, so it's the mayor.
The buck stops with the mayor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He said that all along.
Yeah.
Well, and he says it too. Or he used to anyway.
Right.
Now it's all about CYA.
Right.
All right. Are you pulling it up, Kristopher?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Okay, so, and I want to apologize to everybody. If you're in Muncie and Delaware County, if you're in East Central Indiana, you're aware that we've been having problem with cell and internet service today. Newcastle, Henry County area was having issues like 2 weekends ago, and for some reason we're having it today. I think they're probably running the initial test runs of some kind of weird government attack or conspiracy theory or something, but who knows? All right. So first of all, before we start this, I want to say, because I heard you guys talking about it for a second, but the controller is a big issue with all of this.
Yes.
Craig Wright runs around there acting like he is just too bothered to do anything that amounts to being transparent, amounts to telling anybody anything that makes anyone feel like they know what's going on. He doesn't like answering questions. He doesn't like stating stuff. He wants to just do it. And then, like, you shouldn't have to request things. You shouldn't need to know things. He is so bothered by the public wanting to know what's going on with their tax dollars. That is such a problem.
Shireen, or not Shireen, but Matt Wiggles is in there too.
Yeah.
Matt Wiggles is his right hand.
Yeah, right.
Needing his right hand on something.
That's scary. Okay, let's go on here with the article.
Oh, Wiggles can't even manage a mailroom, let alone a fucking city.
Yeah, right. right. I want to go back to this one second, because I don't know if they were talking about something that you said or if they were talking about the fact that you were smoking. But I want to go back to this. I don't know where it is. Someone a moment ago was like, I don't know if I can't find it. Anyways, someone in here was like, real classy, Audie. Oh, right here it is. Oh, no, it's not there.
Smoker?
What?
That I'm a smoker?
I don't know if it was because something you said or because you had your cigarette hanging out of your lip. But it's like, look, Audie is who he is. It's, you know,
Big man, I don't hide my name behind my
yeah, right. Real classy, big man trying.
You're real classy there. Hide your name, you keyboard warrior.
Listen, yeah, you're not. Audie's not dressed up in a suit. He's not. You're not. He's not making you think that you're getting a banker. He's not making you think that you're getting a professor. Audie's an engineer, operating engineer out on the roadway. I imagine he's probably catcalled some women at a time. He smokes. He cusses.
I don't drink and I don't do drugs.
Right. Right. So, you know, it's like 2 out of 3 or whatever. So it is bad. It is what it is. All right. Moving along. You know what you get with Audie. It is what it is. I don't think that if you're looking to Audie to teach you etiquette, you're in the wrong area.
But if you want Audie to keep an eye on your budgets and it's being done right, you better for him, because I guarantee you he'll fight for them people over them elected officials any day of the week.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Scrutiny of internal controls of annual financial reports. The audit also reported that the city failed to establish effective internal controls over its annual financial report, which is entered annually into Gateway, causing errors that included the payroll fund receipts and disbursements were omitted, resulting in receipts, disbursements, and the ending cash and investments balance being understated by about, wait a minute, didn't we already read this?
Nope.
Okay, 37.46 million.
Yeah, maybe.
30, huh? No,
Yeah.
it was one like it.
Okay.
37.45 million and 12,945 respectively. The city court fund receipts and disbursements were omitted, resulting in receipts, disbursements, and the ending cash investment balance being understated by 947,000, 922,000, 24,000. The RDC TIF 2022 bond fund disbursement were understated by 148, almost 149,000, and ending cash and investment balance was overstated by 148,881. Adjustments were proposed, accepted by the city, and made to the financial statement. The audit reported. The audit also noted errors concerning grants as reported in the annual financial report, which have since been corrected. The cooperative forestry assistance was omitted, which understated expenditures by 22,178. The crime victim compensation was omitted, which understated expenditures by 2,163. The highway planning and construction was omitted, which understated expenditures by 329,667.
That's probably the Madison Street and the Wheeling Avenue.
Okay, that's interesting. COVID-19 coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery fund was omitted, which understated expenditures by 12,268,841. The violence against women formula grant expenditures were understated by 23,341. The state and community highway safety expenditures were understated by 53,538. The National Priority Safety Program's expenditures were overstated by 53,541. The Economic Adjustment Assistance expenditures was overstated by 324,551. Audit errors in debt information. Auditors said the city debt information presented in Gateway contained the following errors. There were 12 leases that were omitted, causing lease payments to be understated by 973,898. There were 5 debt issues that were omitted, causing debt to be understated by 26,650,570. The principal due with 1 year to be understated by 828,805. The reported debt ending balance were understated by 308,699. Reported principal due with 1 year was understated by 27,180. The State Board of Accounts proposed changes that were accepted by the city and made to the schedule of leases and debt presented as other information in the financial statement audit report of the city. Also noted by auditors during the 2022 Community Crossing Grant distributions totaled $1.3 million were incorrectly posted in the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund. Okay, remember, Community Crossings was just screwed up. We didn't get that money just the other day.
We haven't got it for quite a while, Chris.
Right.
That's $1 million matching funds. That could have been $2 million
yearly. Yep, every year.
He could have put on streets to get paved, which have not been done.
Right.
Ends that only last about a block.
Right. These distributions should have been posted to a separate fund established for the grant, the audit said. According to the auditors, the city failed to post at least 50% of funds received from the state motor vehicle highway account to the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund as required in 2022. I want to talk to you. Go, what?
That may be why they didn't get it.
I want to listen, folks. None of this stuff is illegal. Nothing that we're talking about here is is illegal. No one's going to jail for it. People are going to get on here and be like, well, but he's still doing things better. He's still doing things. He's still doing things better. Okay. You know, I don't, it's better than Dennis. Listen, Dan said he was going to fix things.
And Chris, another thing, I heard one of your candidates say it the other night on the phone or on your interview, and it might have been Niles. This shit happens everywhere, but we don't want it happening in Muncie anymore.
Right. You know,
everywhere. But
that was Niles.
Yeah.
He says that a lot. He doesn't live everywhere. It may happen everywhere, but he doesn't live everywhere, and it doesn't need to be happening here.
We don't need that shit happening here. Let's be an example, let's be a leader, not a follower.
I mean, you know, hey, I get it, Ryan. Look here, dude. I get it, but at some point, bro, I get it. I get it. You don't like Jeff because Jeff has far left-leaning tendencies in your mind.
Wait a minute.
I get it.
Chris, Ryan, this was released by the state last week.
No, hold on. Well, hold on. But he's talking in fairness, because I broke this story on the 25th of October. So I get it. Where's the Star Press been at? Where has the Star Press been at?
That's the way
I get it.
That's the way they do it anymore. It takes more.
But I don't know. I don't know why Doug Walker wasn't reporting on this. Doug Walker should have scooped me. This report came out on September 21st. I first was notified by someone who is not in the administration and someone who does not work for Jeff's team. I was notified by someone on the outside of the current political fray that the State Board of Accounts audit, the most recent, was out. And I started taking a look at it at the first week in October. And I will tell you, absolutely, will promise you that numbers is not my strong suit. Numbers is not my strong suit. That being said, it takes me a while to look through there and to know, okay, what they're saying here, it says this, but is this really what this is? Does this mean? So I had to look at this, and it wasn't, in all fairness, it wasn't until all of the craziness was being said in Newcastle and that the clerk treasurer in Newcastle went to the paper and sat down and said, look, I want to talk about this stuff and talk about this, that her report helped me to better understand what was being done in Muncie. So on the 25th of October, I finally did my first story on this. I'm in agreement. Where was the newspaper? But I'll be honest. Listen, when you go to work someplace and they have hours that are 8 to 5, and you have somebody that goes into that business at 4:52, and all the workers are like, "God damn it, they're coming in. We're 7 minutes till close. Are you kidding me?"
Right. You
have a closing time for a reason, for people to go in there till that time. So say you didn't come in there, people didn't come in there after 4 p.m. Well, then that closing time is really 4 p.m. So now the question is, if they come in at 3:57, is that a problem? So look, I get it that it came out 2 days before the election. I said, I'm pissed off. First of all, I broke this story. That you're reading here. I wish that David Pinnicuff would have grown some balls and said, this was made a big stink on the political spotlight. But people like Mike Jones and everybody getting all butthurt, they're not going to give Bilbrey any credit for that. I imagine there was people on Robinson's team that pushed this. Bilbrey's not going to get credit for that because that's too crazy. We can't give Bilbrey credit for that. I was the first person to talk about this, to bring this to the people. And I'm not saying that this is trying to help Robinson, trying to hurt Dan. I'm saying this is information that the citizens of Muncie need to know.
Chris,
and then the citizens of hold on. Then the citizens of Muncie can then do what they want to do with it.
Right.
Now, I'm pissed off that the Star Press did not run this 2 days later. Maybe it takes Pinnacuff that long to peck out on the keyboard what he's doing. I don't know. But if this would have came out Monday, I would have been happy about it. It needs to come out.
And we ain't through it yet.
What? Well, yeah, we're not even all the way through it. Here's the thing. This is there's a big issue here in a minute we're going to really talk about. And this has been something that Sarah Beach has been screaming from the top of her lungs for 2 years.
Yep.
I think the mayor needs to hold those accountable of who made these simple mistakes. If he isn't willing to do that, then he needs to. Yeah, absolutely. That's 100%. That is 100%.
Ryan.
100%.
He ran last time on the buck stops with him. He is the mayor. It is his responsibility.
Yep. Well, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. You put people in position to do jobs. He's got a controller. That's the controller's job. If the controller's not doing the job and the controller is not prepared to fall on his sword for the mayor, then the mayor either needs to take care of that or find a new controller. That's one of those. You've got people. You've got to be able to. You've got to be able to do your work and be able to stand behind your work. And if you can't, Chris, hey, listen. This should big man trying. This should influence the election.
Chris, that would be like me working on a bridge or working on a project that I only put the pipe halfway in or half deep, half as deep as what it's supposed to be, or change the direction flow of the ship flowing through the pipes, or not completing the end of a bridge, and it's not right.
Right.
You got to do things to specs. If not, it's not right, folks. Somebody needs to be held responsible. If I'd done that, I'd be fired from my job in a heartbeat.
And he's right. And he's right. They also created a whole new position so they had more eyes on the finances. The controller's office used to be the controller. Now the controller is now the controller's eyes are the controller and the deputy controller. So now there's two people in there doing this thing. So, look, they have absolute no excuse for this stuff happening. Are they going to be perfect? Are they going to get out with a clean audit every time? Absolutely not. Am I going to bust Ridenour's chops or anyone else's for having a couple dings? No. But this is more than a couple dings.
But it's the same dings over and over each year.
That's the other issue. That's the other issue.
Isn't that definition of insanity?
Well, yeah, right. Well, and Ryan, to your credit, to what you're saying there, I agree. You know what? I've asked the mayor about this. Let me tell you what I did when I found out about this before I went live on the 25th of October. I reached out to Dan Ridenour and I asked him about this. I reached out to Michelle Owen and I asked her about this. I reached out to the deputy mayor and I asked about this. But let's be clear here. Nobody responded. When I reached out and said, hey, there are some issues. There are some issues. Can you explain this? And Ridenour didn't want to take the opportunity to explain those. That's his fault. I don't know.
Man, this ain't been out very long. This has only been out since what, the 1st October, maybe?
The 21st of September is when the audit came out. Wait a minute. It should, Chris. I agree. But the newspaper should be neutral. I'm not a Dan buddy, but why not report it earlier in the year? Well, so why not report it earlier in the year? So first of all, the audit was not available. I mean, if you listen to what I just said a moment ago, the audit was not out until the 21st of September. I become aware of the audit the first week of October. So the 21st of September was, let me tell you what this is. The 21st of September was a Thursday.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you remember?
A week and a half later, I was in Indianapolis at a WIBC event on Wednesday the 4th. On Thursday the 5th, I first became aware of this. And I started looking at it, but I wasn't really doing anything with it. I was trying to wrap my mind around everything. And then when the Newcastle mayor's race down there started involving their state board of accounts issues, I really went back to it and I started looking back and forth about what was going on. And when she did that, then 20 days later, on Wednesday the 25th, Tuesday the 24th or Wednesday the 25th, I asked the city of Muncie about their response to this. And they had nothing to say. They did not want to say a damn word about it. So, then I went live with it. And the newspaper, it was there. It was there. I know Pinnacuff watches, and even if he doesn't watch, he's made aware of what I've talked about on a pretty regular basis. So he was aware. I don't know.
Chris, this is a bunch of bullshit. These people saying, well, they shouldn't be reporting this 2 days before. What were they doing 4 years ago? Folks, they were downgrading the Democrats 4 years ago. They're doing it to the Republicans now. It's a new.
I don't even think they're downgrading anybody. I think they're reporting this. I think they're reporting the facts of what happened in the audit, and they've talked to both Dan Ridenour, and they've given Dan a chance to explain, and they've given Jeff a side. I think, to me, honestly, I don't see this as a political attack piece one way or another. They're taking the wording of the audits. Folks, you can see all of this for yourself. If you go to Google and you type into Google Indiana State Board of Accounts audits, you can find every one of these audits, and you can go down and read every audit for yourself, and it reads like this newspaper. The only thing that you won't see in that is you won't see Dan's comments and you won't see Jeff's comments. And to me, that's what the newspaper does. The newspaper reports, they're journalists. They get a story, and then they go to Dan and they say, any comments on this? And they go to Jeff, any comments on this? I am not a journalist. I'm a political commentator. I have a dog in this fight. So I have been on Ridenour's ass for 4 years, but it's because I was a big supporter for 2 years before that, and I lied to a bunch of people for him. I told people that he was going to come in and do things differently because I bought into it, and he's not done a damn thing he said he would do.
Ryan, that solar thing won't be in the newspaper until next week or the week after.
Audie, I don't care about 4 years ago. We need to do better than that. And didn't you and Chris just say he did?
I can't see what you're reading, Chris. I'm just saying, the newspaper is going to report what they want to report. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican.
Wait, what do you mean? We remember what? We remember that Dan's not doing what he said. That's something that we need to talk about every day. The blame game. Yeah, that's exactly. We need to talk about that.
Let's just go ahead
every day. Folks need to be folks need to be told every day until election day. And if for some unknown reason the citizens of Muncie elect Dan Ridenour back in, we need to be on his ass for the next 4 years. That's how it goes. All right, let's continue reading this.
Let's continue
because there's a lot more. There's a lot more to go through in this. Okay. September, November, December distributions totaling 695,369 were posted 100% to the Motor Vehicle Highway Fund, causing the MVH restricted fund to be underfunded by 347,684. The MVH restricted and disbursements were made for employee expenses related to single electricians and single crews, paint and sign materials, sign equipment, tree removal expenses, stripping, and road marking expenditures, health insurance, employee uniforms, equipment, rather than for construction, reconstruction, and preservation of the city's highways, the audit stated. The auditors noted that a city employee's... Okay, now listen to this. This is very important. From here to the end. Auditors noted that a city employee, which we're talking about Dustin Clark here. I don't know why they didn't name him, but it's Dustin Clark. He's a politico. He is an appointed official by the mayor. He is nameable. I don't understand why they're not naming him. The auditors noted that a city employee, Dustin Clark, supervisor at Prairie Creek Reservoir, was being paid as a contract employee and also as an hourly employee. In 2021, the mayor contracted with a full-time city employee. So he was a full-time employee that the mayor then went to and contracted with to provide general administration, management of Prairie Creek Reservoir, grant writing, aid in park development, oversee the mayor's initiatives, whatever the hell that is, and other consulting services to the city and all departments of the city, as needed and directed by the mayor of Muncie. The contract specified the city will provide office space, internet, and telephone access as needed Monday through Friday from 8 to 4, plus an email account and access to a computer and copy machine. The contract specified the individual is a contract consultant of the city who is not entitled to any city employee benefits, specified in a monthly payment of $2,000 per month, and specified for the period of January 1, 2021 through December 31, 2023, with any modifications to be made in writing and signed by all parties. The contract included language regarding duties already being performed as a city employee, did not include a provision for a record of hours worked to be provided, and did not specify the work to be performed outside of the employee's normal work hours, which also happened to be 8 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. The employee's time card shows 8 hours per day worked for the city, but not the actual time hours, and no record of hours worked was provided for the consulting work. As a result, there was insufficient documentation to determine when the individual worked for the city as a consultant versus when he worked as a city employee. The individual was paid $49,355 as a full-time city employee, plus this idiot was getting paid $24,000 as a consultant.
You know what that is? That is them of giving him a raise of $24,000 to run the reservoir because he didn't think he was making enough money.
Sure, absolutely. And they found Ridenour's best phrase, hit the in run around doing this the legal way. And in my opinion, like, this dances wildly close to not legal.
Very close. And I'm sure the FBI has been notified about it.
In 2022, the consultant payment increased to a $500 a month because the $2,000 a month just wasn't cutting it. $2,500 a month with no written amendment provided, which, listen, look up here. If anything was to change about this, look. Any modifications to be made in writing and signed by all parties. However, in 2022, the consultant payment increased $500 a month to $2,500 a month with no written amendment provided, and this individual has been paid a minimum of $1,851 per pay plus overtime as a full-time city employee. Auditors cited Indiana Code, which states State Board of Accounts shall require that records be maintained showing which hours were worked each day by officers and employees. City Controller Craig Wright told auditors that correcting the audit finding is ongoing according to the audit report. The city has implemented, I'm telling you what, if Dan Ridenour is reelected to the mayor's office, if I'm telling you right now, Danny boy, and listen to me very carefully, I'm going to be so far up Dustin's ass on this that it will be sticking a little bit into yours too. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to be up you guys' butts on this if you're reelected. So just FYI, it might not be worth it.
Weekly time cards.
Oh yeah, it's going to be I'm going to put in a records request that just says this is an ongoing request. You send me this. You send me a stub every time you send him a stub. The city has implemented monitoring procedures to review and prevent reoccurring errors, Wright said in a notation included in the audit report. Ridenour said he was pleased with what he characterized as a low number of negative findings by the auditor. There were 5 separate findings, including the audit for 2022. The audit for the 2021 fiscal year delivered 3 findings, which also dealt with issues of internal controls. Wagley said the city is still working to become perfect. Of course, this is a weird-ass comment. So that's the end of it.
Chris, that's Doug Marshall, he was on the city council. He's president of the city council 4 years ago. And he also worked at the sanitary district. And they were trying to get him for double dipping, which was, it was a gray borderline area, but he was not working as a contract.
I don't like Doug, and I don't like what Doug was doing, and I don't think that was right. And I think that they should have been in trouble for that. I think this is a little bit different, but it's still this is still a problem.
Yes,
both of those things were a problem. If he could consult, what Yoko says, if he could consult Dan into making a single good decision, he might be worth the money. Yeah, right. What has he done? What has the city got from his time in this position? Do we know?
100% agree with you, Annie. You cannot do that. That's double dipping. That's against the law. And that was just a way for Dan to go around and give that man a raise, thinking that he deserved $75,000 or $80,000 a year to do the job at the reservoir, which you can't even mow the damn grass.
I will tell you now.
Well, and then they're paying him overtime.
Yes.
Overtime on his regular job.
Overtime.
So is he being paid? So he stays after a few hours to work on the consulting part of things and then charges the city overtime?
Possibly.
But if they're not separating hours, how do you know?
The problem is we don't know. You will never know.
Because they don't have a record of it. Because nothing's broke down separately. That'd be like him out there having a weenie roast out there at the reservoir to open the docks up. Did we pay him to do that?
Yeah, right.
It's crazy, folks. If you think we can afford another 4 years of this, you guys are sadly mistaken. We got to get this man out of here yesterday. Send him packing. Send him and Dusty go packing back to Indianapolis or wherever they're from. Because they've been doing this for years. They've run this scam at other towns and cities and shit. I'm sure this Dusty, he just all of a sudden appeared when Ridenour got elected. So, you know, who knows what he's been doing? I don't know the man.
His overtime clock in time and off is a record. Sure. Absolutely. And that's I can go up there and I can get that time. I can find out any time. I can go up there and get that anytime, but it doesn't say what he's doing.
$2,000 a month. That's extra $100 a week. An extra $500 a week for consulting. What's he consulting on?
So let me ask you, in all fairness, because we had a person in here, and I don't think I've ever seen him back here, but we had a really good conversation with him, that David Long. So I want to ask you this, and this is a serious question. Big man Tryon says, I agree, Audie, but Jeff isn't the answer. So I want to ask you, and I'm asking you in all seriousness, and I want you to give me the best rundown if you're so willing to do it. If he's not the answer, why? Why is Jeff not the answer? Maybe he's not. Look, I'm not telling you he is. I'm not telling you he is. Maybe he's not. But because Jeff might not be the answer, I'm not willing to say. I'm just blindly going to give it to Dan again.
He says Jeff might not be the answer. We know Dan is not the answer.
Yeah. If Dan is definitely not the answer, and Jeff might not be the answer, I would rather give it to Jeff, and then if we got to boot his ass out in 4 years, well, we can do that then too.
Exactly. You know, you cannot say Jeff is not the answer because Jeff has not ran that job yet.
But I do want to give you. I want to know. I want to give you. I want to know why you don't think he's the answer. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with exploring that. He's too close to Tyler. What? So
you're wrong.
Wait.
You're
hold on.
wrong.
No, hold on. I want to know why you think he's too close to Tyler. Why do you think that Jeff Robinson is too close to Tyler?
I can't see what he's saying, so
I'll tell you. He said he's too close to Tyler. So I want to know why you think he's too close to Tyler. Like, do we know? I mean, what's the proof of that? Why do we think that? And then I'll give you. I'll tell you what I think about that thought.
Hey, Chris, just bring him on the air.
My objection to Jeff is strictly his character and the things he allows his Democrat supporters to do under his flag, even his own campaign team members. So, and okay, in all fairness, I understand. So Webb's problem with Jeff is not specifically Jeff. It's mostly like Cameron Grubbs and other people and that's, you know, everyone's entitled to their reasons. I understand that. As far as his character, I don't really know what you mean about his character, but I get that. And listen, I don't know, big man trying, if you're willing to come on, I would give you a chance. I would say that you're probably trying to hide your identity, but if you want to come on, I would be more than welcome. You'd be more than welcome to pop on if you want. He's been seen around Tyler's home, and he's been keeping the same folks around. My God, does Tyler know that? Has Tyler filed a police report?
What same folks is he keeping around? That's what I don't understand. What same folks is he keeping around?
Where's he keeping? He's been seen around. Does Tyler know he's been seen around his house?
He's been.
Like, is he creeping there at nighttime? Because listen, I want to tell you. So, I do talk to some of the old. Listen, Mike Jones and a couple other people have it in their minds that I'm some kind of mazy, crazy Democrat. Oh, I'm a wild Democrat. I've not been a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I will not be a Democrat, and I am not a Democrat. That being said, I talk to people on the Republican side of things. I talk to people on the Democrat side of things. And I will tell you that I do talk to people. They are buddies. Well, let me tell you, I talk to people that are Tyler fans, that are Tyler supporters, that would say they want Tyler in office tomorrow. That people that love Tyler and support Tyler, and they will to their dying day. And let me tell you, some of those people don't support Jeff and won't vote for Jeff because they don't believe that he gives Tyler enough credit. They don't believe that he is friendly enough with Tyler. They don't like that Jeff has tried to push Tyler away or has tried to not consult with him. So this is funny to me.
All the functions I've been to, I've not seen Dennis Tyler around. I've not seen Mike White around. I've seen Mike White maybe once at Democrat headquarters in the last year. You can go on down the list. Phil Nichols, he's gone, so he's not around. I don't see too many people around that was in the Tyler administration. They're just not there.
Tyler is going to be a boogeyman. By law, Tyler has to stay out of the election. He's still on probation. Tyler cannot do anything political. He can't ever run for office again. But to my knowledge, Tyler's still on probation. Jeff's refusal to speak out against stopping his people from spreading lies and misinformation with fake accounts.
Tyler's not been around,
Say again.
Tyler's not around. What's Webb saying? Jeff's refusal to speak out against stopping his people from spreading lies and misinformation, fake accounts.
In all fairness, that's the exact same thing that the Dan addicts do.
He can't control them people just like he can't control you, Ryan.
Yeah,
nobody can control you. Do you want people to control you? No, you don't. Do you think you should be able to control other people around you, Ryan?
But even to just look at the others, I'm just trying to compare it to the other side. I don't see anything. I mean, I see a whole bunch of, if you look at the hangers-on of the Jeff fans and the hangers-on, the Dan addicts, I definitely think that I think the Dan, I don't see much difference between the Dan addicts and the as far as the vitriol for their candidate. I'm just talking about the vitriol of their candidate.
I do.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is no. What I'm saying is I don't see what I'm saying is I said that wrong. I'm saying I don't see the similarity between them as far as for their candidate.
Right.
Now, what they're doing in their own time or whatever, I cannot. What?
The Dan addicts are being paid to sit in their office and do that shit.
That's the other issue. There are several folks that are currently and have been for the last 4 years breaking what's called the Little Hatch Act day in and day out. I understand they get breaks, they get lunches, they get Saturdays and Sundays off, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But they also are on the internet a hell of a lot more than they have breaks and lunches. I don't understand that.
Chris, that's just the way society is anymore. You've got a job. Our standing joke at work is don't let your phone get your check. Okay? That means somebody's on their phone too much, and we tell them, don't let your phone get your check. Just remember that. Don't let your phone get your final paycheck.
Wait a minute. Yeah, right. Wait a minute. How does Jeff's people reach 20,000 people. Who are they? How are they reaching 20,000 people? So if Jeff's people, so hands down, if Jeff's people is reaching 20,000 people, then Jeff will win Tuesday. Jeff will walk away from this as the winner.
Oh, it'll be a what is it, a Dewey? They'll come out. What was that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Ridenour won, then come back and say, "Oh wait, nope."
Wait a minute. What's
Dan's people want to reach 130 people.
That's. I mean, I mean, if holy shit, if the reach is 130 to 20,000, then this election is over.
We just got to get half of that 20,000 to come out and vote, and it'll be a landslide. Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that shit, Webb. We can agree to disagree on this one because
I don't see what Annie and Webb are talking about. Delaware County Councilor Ryan Webb. Oh no, I see it here. Jerry Dishman was not in the Tyler administration, or was Anna Quirk. Dishman was on council, and Anna was working in the family law firm. Okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but out of the page they have, how many people are actually engaged on there?
But look at it this way. You guys don't understand. Phil made the final decisions on everything. Everything. And if Phil didn't like you, guess what? He would put somebody in there to run against you, folks. So everybody just sat back and waited until Phil was gone, and that's when they come forward. But Phil had a very close-knit circle of people that nobody could penetrate. And Dennis thought he was in that circle too. But when push come to shove, Phil pushed it right in him too, just like he did the rest of them. That's what
everybody can get got.
Everybody can get got. That's exactly right. Except for Phil Nichols.
Yeah, right.
And he just died before he got. You know, everybody can get got. Remember John Gotti? They finally got him.
Oh, God.
After 4 attempts. This is nonsense, Webb. No. Jeff has nothing to do with any of the previous administration that I know of. I don't see very many of them around. Now it's a small community, 60,000 people. Yeah, it's pretty good size. But you know what? You still got your political people that are going to be in there. Just like anywhere else, you've only got a certain amount of people that want to do them jobs. They're not high-paying jobs. None of them are. So why would a person want to give up that amount of money to come in and help the city out? You see what I'm saying, Chris?
Yeah.
You've only got a certain amount in your Democrat pool and your Republican pool that these people. And I'm not going to sit here and say, no, there's not going to be anybody in Jeff's administration that was in the previous administration. I'm not going to say that. I don't know that. And I'm sure Jeff don't know that yet.
I do want to know what he's looking at doing. He's been very close to the vest. And all I want him to do is to announce who his communications director is going to be, because I'm tired of Mike Jones saying, "Oh, Bilbrey's not going to get the communications director job."
I don't know who he's got in mind.
That guy is so fucking stupid, man.
But
I'm telling you.
After Tuesday, I'm sure he'll come out and start saying who his administration is going to be. I'm sure
I agree with that. He should release his team.
I'm sure he don't even know. Sure.
Bullshit.
I'm sure he knows a few of them. I'm sure he knows.
Listen, if he don't know, if he doesn't know who he wants for his police chief, his fire chief, His economic development director, that would be a problem.
Well,
those people he needs to know.
I'm sure.
You like that,
Chris? I'm going to tell you, my personal opinion,
yeah,
from what Jeff has told me, is he has not chosen a police chief or a fire chief.
That's weird.
I'm sure he's chose his economic development person and stuff, but as far as the police chief and fire chief, and I wish he would come out and say it, but he told me that it's going to be a application process. He's going to take applications on it.
Yeah, Dan was going to do that too.
Well, he may be lying to me.
Troy Delaney's going to be the fire chief.
I've never caught.
I don't think that's going to happen.
All I can do is take the man at his word. I've never caught him in a lie, so
right.
I've just got to go with what he tells me. He's going to put a pool together and choose from that.
We will see. We will see on that. I can't. Yeah.
But I'm sure he's got his economic development person chose. We probably all know who that is. Come on, Audie. No, he has not. You're wrong, Webb. You're wrong. There's no way.
Look at this.
Heels.
I will agree with Ryan on this. He knows.
Huh? No, he's not promised nobody nothing. And if this offends you, Mr. Big Guy or whatever your name is.
I don't think it was that. I think it was what you were saying.
But
Ryan Webb for police chief.
Yeah.
Would be stupid to name your administration before you. Listen, I mean it
it would be stupid because somebody may not like who you appoint. You may lose votes over it.
Yeah.
You know.
Right up and honest, right on through.
I'm sure, he's got 5 board members he's got to appoint to the sanitary district.
No.
Yes.
No, they go, they're not just in one go. They go off in terms.
I understand that. But past experience, a new administration comes in, those people go and they...
Hell no, they don't. What are you talking about? Remember that Ryan Nauer had to do a big old suit?
They're
not going to leave. They get paid for that.
Ridenour had to do that. Indiana's the right to work state. They can let him go for any reason, Chris. They work at the leisure of the mayor.
The board, that sanitary district board doesn't.
Go back and look 12 years ago. Dennis Tyler come
You're
in.
incorrect, Audie. And the reason I say that you are incorrect is because the mayor had to do a bunch of bullshit.
Because he didn't have...
Adding people to the sanitary district and telling somebody they needed to resign from the sanitary district so he could get control of it. Because they were on their terms and it wasn't going to be open to him to appoint anybody yet.
I understand that. And that's the way it looked like to the public. But when Dennis Tyler come in, he fired every fucking one of them and started over. He got rid of...
I don't know if that's true.
And he did.
I don't know if they fired them or they left. There's a difference.
Well,
if you leave, no, you don't say, well, if they left because they didn't want to be there, that's nuts.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Look right here.
I'm telling you,
he did not fire those people. I'm telling you for a fact. They may have quit, but you can't fight those. The sanitary district is separate from the city on that.
I agree. But they still have control over the mayor. Why do you think he wanted to appoint the right members of his...
Who has control over the mayor? You mean the mayor has control? Is that what you meant?
Yes, over the board. Of who's on the board. Who he appoints on the board.
He has control over who he appoints when their terms are up.
Okay.
He can appoint those people. That's why it's not like the Board of Works. The Board of Works, if Jeff wins, those people on the Board of Works are done the 31st of December. And Jeff's three people. The sanitary district board is not like that. The sanitary district board has a set term. Okay. It's like this. It's like, for example, the the board that just met, you went there the other day. What was it? Help me say it. You went there last Thursday, the Justice Center.
Me?
Yeah, for the solar shit.
Oh, yeah.
They have term. So Jeff don't get to come in and
one person goes out.
Yeah.
Every year, one person goes out and another one
at term. So it's the same. That's the same thing as that.
Correct. But they've only got 4 members on there right now, and somebody's term's probably going to be up. But I'm telling you, it happened.
If misinformed wants to know, if you don't get elected, I don't know, I guess, or maybe if you get elected, I wouldn't think if you get elected, but if you're not elected, are you getting appointed to anything?
I've not been promised anything.
Right.
I've not been promised anything. After the election, if I don't win and Jeff wins, I may talk to him about a job. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to talk to him about a job maybe. Because I want to see him succeed.
Right. Well, I'm giving you my word right now, right here and right now, to Mr. Mike Jones, first and foremost. We got a Bible around here? Satanic Bible around here? Listen, a stamp book? Hold on, let me get out my stamp book.
Here you go. Wait. Here you go. Go ahead.
with Audie's Holy Bible and my stamps here, Mr. Mike Jones, I pledge before you and the entire world that if Robinson wins, I will not take a job as communications director. I also swear under penalties of you possibly licking a stamp that might come my way that I have not been offered a job as communications director. Now, couldn't die.
So
All right. What?
God.
What'd you say?
So help you God.
So help me God. Okay, well, that's that.
That's that.
Now, I think that's it. Is that all?
I think that's it. I think until election night. I'm not going to be able to be on here tomorrow, Chris. I'm going to be.
Well, no shit. You'll have stuff going on.
Signs to put out tomorrow. If anybody wants to help put out signs, I've got.
Yes, Jackie, that's it.
A shitload of signs to get put out tomorrow. There's 24 polling sites, 25 polling sites.
I will tell you tomorrow's episode title will be, it was already picked ahead of time by, who was it? Kate?
I can tell you the score of the game. Just let me.
Yeah, what's the score of the game?
21 Cincinnati, 10 Buffalo. Cincinnati's up by 11 points with 2:21 left in the third quarter. You know it's on here, Alva. Always on here. Cincinnati's got the ball.
I will tell you. Oh, I do want to show this. I do.
And that scar is pretty prevalent, isn't it? It's pretty defined, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Condemn him to what? You're condemned, Tyler. Hell.
Hey, Tyler condemned himself. He pled guilty.
You can never run for office again, Tyler.
He's 70-some years old. He's did his time. When will it be enough?
When he gives me that $5,000.
Over $5,000?
No, I said when he gives me that $5,000.
That was a campaign donation that he probably would have cost him millions of dollars to defend against the federal government. So he took the $5,000 campaign fund and maybe pled guilty so he wouldn't cost him everything he owns. Who knows?
I do want to show you this.
Because all I could find was $5,000, and that was, wait a minute, didn't Ridenour get a $3,000 campaign fund from the company that's putting the condos in at the jail?
Here's a graph.
Just saying for a friend.
Right. Here's a graph that was made by Brandon Rudd. The number of findings in Muncie's audit. Here's a trend line. City of Muncie. I have stated that I will not accept a position as communications director for the Robinson administration if he wins. But if you need someone to make you really cool graphs that is in the same vein as Ridenour's graphs, I know a man who would definitely take you up on that job.
Yeah.
This is a Brandon Rudd made graph here. And I will have everyone know that they have not given me the park information yet.
Chris, I just hope everybody goes out and votes on Monday or on Tuesday.
Yeah, I hope so.
You can vote Monday till noon at the courthouse. Yeah. But I hope everybody goes out and votes Tuesday. If anybody needs a ride, please give me a call. I'm taking that day off work. I will be around. I will make sure you get to the polling site that you need to be at to vote. And I'm not even going to tell you who to vote for or anything. I'm just going to take you. We're going to listen to the radio. You're going to go in. You're going to vote. You're going to come back out. And I'm going to take you back home.
This must have a right task force.
All I'm asking is
a SWAT team.
Get a chance to prove that I'll do the right thing on the city council. That's all I'm asking. I'll do the right thing.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I think you'll do all right. Ryan, on this, because I get where you're coming from, and I thought this same thing, but I will tell you, after I looked into this a little bit, in this last year and a half, I'll say, I think that Republican clerk of the Delaware County clerk's office, Rick Spangler, I don't know what he's been going through. I don't know if he's just burnt out. I don't know if he's done. I don't know if he got. I don't know what the deal is, but he all of a sudden something changed, and he started doing some strange things. And I will tell you, I am all for vote centers.
Me too.
I lived in Randolph County when Randolph County talked about doing the vote centers, and I was against the vote centers. And I went to a meeting where they presented the information, and while I was there, they sold me on them. I was sold on the vote centers. Yes, do this. This is a fantastic idea. And there was a lot of people that was against them. They did it, whatever. They went through with it. I will tell you, after the first year, everybody loved them. Everyone loves them. They're fantastic. Madison County wanted to get them. It didn't go through. It was a disaster. Delaware County's been pushing them, and I have been a big supporter of Rick's in trying to get these through. And when Ashley voted and killed that deal, I was pissed off at her. I came out and I posted as much. I reached out to her and I was like, what the hell? And I was pissed off. But I then found out something that I had a problem with. And I found out that Spangler had not given the list of where all of the vote centers were going to be. He had not given them over, and he had not fully vetted where they would be. And everyone on the election board was not given the knowledge. And so in that fact, what he had done is he had said, oh, we're going to put the vote center at this location. And the people were asking, has that location agreed to it? And he's like, yeah, they have. And then they ended up voting against it. And they found out after the fact that not all of the places had voted. And if they would have agreed to the vote centers and those places would have fallen through, that would have then given Rick the unilateral decision to name them wherever without input. And that I cannot agree with.
He wanted
Walmart
South.
What?
He wanted one of the voting centers to be Walmart South, one of them to be Walmart North.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that, but I was not in favor. Both sides need to be involved for a reason, and I'll tell you, if you are pissed off at local government and Ryan, you know this more than anybody, chances are if you're in Indiana and you're pissed off at local government, you're pissed off at a Republican. If you're pissed off at local government in the state of Indiana or your state government, chances are it is a Republican that you're pissed off about, because the Republican Party has such a hold and a supermajority on what's going on in the state of Indiana and state government and local government that they don't need to be there for everyone. They can do their own thing, and it's not good. And Ryan comes up against it so frequently in the county council, and it's bad. It is piss poor.
And that's his own party.
There has to be give and take on both sides of the deal. Everyone has to have a fair shake at the information, and there needs to be communication, transparency, and accountability. And what Rick was doing was improper. It's just like what he did with Belinda Munson. It's just like what he did with Andrew Pop the other day. It's just like what he did with me when I went in for the records for the campaign finance. Rick is really letting his slip show, and I don't know why, and I don't know what's going on, but something is going on with him.
Chris, he changed shortly after we filed that lawsuit against him.
He did.
And he realized that, hey, he was wrong and should have done something about it, and he didn't do his job right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe he's a lame duck. You know, he's about done. So maybe we can get somebody in there.
I don't live in the city. I ain't voting for none of y'all, so hell with it. If you guys vote for Ridenour and he screws it up, I make you this promise. If you guys vote in Ridenour and he's a complete dumbfuck for the next 4 years, I'll be up his ass the same as I have been. And if you guys vote in Jeff Robinson and he wins and he goes in and he screws shit up, I give you my word, I'll be up his ass. Nothing will change. The Democrats will hate me. The Republicans will come back. And then they'll take over. And then they'll hate me. And the Democrats will come back. And we'll go through the circle like it does. It's just a cycle that I see happen each and every time. So I'll be me. Here's what I can guarantee you. The elected officials will more than likely disappoint us. Doesn't matter who they are. I hope. We'll see. That's why I'm here.
Once I get elected, Chris, I'm still going to come on your show. Hell, I may even do it once a month by myself, just to let people know what's going on.
I'm
a
down.
week.
I'm down. I'm not here to rally support for a party. I'm a Republican, but I absolutely do not spend any time trying to hype up the Republican Party. I just do whatever I think is best regardless. I agree with that, Ryan.
And I do too.
Listen to Audie's fair in that. Yes, listen. We need to seriously start recruiting candidates for county elections starting on Wednesday, folks. Let me be very clear. We're talking about the 2023 election. The 2023 election. I'm telling you right now, the 2024 election starts Wednesday. So get yourselves ready. And listen, I've promised that I would give the picks for Anderson and Newcastle. And I'll be honest, I just didn't, I have not, I don't know everyone enough. I'll just say this. I don't know if Rebecca Crooms is running against anybody or not. I hope Rebecca Crooms wins in Anderson. As far as Tom Broderick, I do not like Tom Broderick. I hope John Bell wins the mayor's race. As far as Newcastle, city of Newcastle, do not elect. I'll give you the rundown tomorrow of everybody, but I'm just telling you here tonight. Do not elect Clay Morgan. Elect Greg York. I want Rex Peckinpah to win. I want Rex Peckinpah to win re-election. I think Mark Koger. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll give you my word. I'll give you before the night. I will give you. But I can tell you who I know right now. Rex Peckinpah and Greg York have my support, have my endorsement 110%. And I can tell you, listen, I just got to say, before we go, I want to show you this video.
Hey, Chris, I'm off here.
Okay, are you leaving?
You guys have a good evening. I got to get ready to go to bed and get up and go to my job tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be up all night putting signs up.
I'll be up all night.
So,
all right.
Thank you.
Bye, Audie.
Take care of us on Tuesday. Timing issue. Talk to you. Bye.
Yeah. See you, Audie. All right, folks. I want to show you. I got to show you this something I found on a candidate's page in Hey, Rex, Peck, and Paul, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere yet. Don't go anywhere yet. I got to show you this. Yeah, that's what I thought. I cannot believe this. Oh, God. I'm going to hell. I cannot believe this. I got to show this. I got to show you this. Hey, Kate, I'm going to send something to you. Can you put it up in the overflow or in the thing? I want to show you this video that I found on Clay Morgan for mayor's page. And I want you guys to see this. And I didn't understand where I had seen this. First of all, can anybody tell me what in the hell this is? Is this guy, does he think that he's Bruce Wayne? Who is this guy? Who is that masked man? Does this guy, seriously, he thinks he is, this guy thinks that he is Michael Keaton. He might not be the mayor of Newcastle, but he's going to be Michael Keaton in the biopic of Michael Keaton. All right, I want to show you this video, and I couldn't figure out, like, he's rocking, he felt really sad for Friends, for the death of Chandler Bing, so he decided to pull out, he's in his inner Chandler right now. What's going on with the turtleneck there, weirdo? Nobody wears turtlenecks anymore. What in the hell, bro? All right, but I seen this video on his wall, and I knew that I'd seen it someplace before, but I could not place it. Okay? I could not place where I'd seen this video. Okay? Now watch this, and I'm going to show you. Okay, here we go.
Next time. No second chance. No timeout. Sometimes it is now or never. Things change. Friends leave. And life doesn't stop for anybody. Sometimes there is no next time. No second chance. No timeout. Sometimes it is now or never. Things change. Friends leave. And life doesn't stop for anybody. Sometimes.
Somebody alerting the police? Like, what kind of weird, like, what kind of weird? Ryan, don't tell me you've got a turtleneck, bro. Yeah, Diane, you're a woman. Turtlenecks are okay for women. Turtlenecks for men went out in the 90s. What kind of weird school shooter type video is this? But I realized what this was. I realized what it was. Finally, ding, 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 it went off in my mind. Oh, no, it's not someone that died. Here it is. I realized what it was. Because sometimes There is no next time. Cialis. So I realized what this is. I don't know how this got on his campaign page. This was obviously an erectile dysfunction commercial. That's not a That's not a parody. Because sometimes there is no next time. Listen, look at this dude. This guy is seriously like he is the star in his own movie.
There is no next time, no second chance, no timeout. Sometimes it is now or never. Things change, friends leave, and life doesn't stop for anybody. Sometimes there is no next time, no second chance,
See?
no timeout. Sometimes it is now or never. Things change, friends leave, and life doesn't stop for anybody.
I just so badly want to play that Sean Mullins lullaby song that Dark Dan was talking about. I feel like that guy that was doing that, I feel like the voiceover guy was like, could have been Sean Mullins. She grew up with the children of the stars in the Hollywood hills and the boulevards. Her parents threw big parties. Everyone was there. They hung out with folks like Dennis Hopper, Bob Seger, and Sonny and Cher. She feels safe now in the bar on Fairfax. From the stage, I can tell that she can't let go and she can't relax. And just before she hangs her head to cry, I sing to her a lullaby.
There is no next time, no second chance, no timeout. Sometimes it is now or never.
We might get a ding for this.
Things
But
change,
it's worth it.
friends leave, and life doesn't stop for anybody.
Newcastle,
Sometimes.
if you elect this tool, you get every single thing that you deserve. If you elect that guy, those words make too much sense to be in a Clay for Mayor ad. That's the thing. What the hell do those words mean? So, sometimes the sun comes up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I like to eat bread when I eat bacon. My left foot sometimes itches more than my right foot itches. Vote for Clay Morgan. Like, good Lord. Because sometimes there is no next time. See Alice Morgan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is, that's what represents Newcastle. Newcastle gives me the creeps. That's not the current mayor. That's who wants to be mayor. The current mayor is just a normal guy. He can't even find Facebook to get on and watch that weird, cringy video. He's so normal, he can't even find that video. So vote for... I would rather vote for the guy that can't find that video than the guy who literally paid for that. And can you believe his wife? Like, I can understand him doing it. But, like, you know they took like 10 or 15 different shots for that. If Morgan gets elected, we'll be calling Dan to have him come over and straighten things out. That's how bad it'll be. It'll be like Dan and Bob, and it'll be like everybody together. Broderick can go over and pick Bob and Dan up. Holy crap. Well, hey, listen. Whoever helped him make that commercial just wasted the money. Yeah, that's like, it was like, he's like, hey, Bilbrey, can you help me make a commercial? I'm like, yeah, it'll be $2,000. And then I just made him a Facebook short and pocketed the $2,000. Like, at least we know there will be content for the next couple years, one way or another. All right, everybody, have a great first day of the week. Monday, it's coming. The time thing is here. I told you, I knew it was going to piss everybody off. It had me all out of whack before we even started the show. So thank you guys for being here. We will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. when we will have episode. Oh, look, I do need to throw this up there. Let me put this. I'll put this in there. We don't need to put this in. I'll just share it from. I'll share it from the thing. When we were leaving, it's a win for the city. If either I or Eric wins, Karen Wilkins says. Karen Wilkins is, of course, a candidate, Democrat candidate, running for Winchester. So her and Eric are both running in District 2 over there. So that would be if either one of them wins, it will be a good thing. I do want to show you this here before we go. Let me pull this up. This is when we were going off the show on Friday, and Joe Black put this up. Episode 73, Time for a Change. I don't know why he put this up. I've never had an audience member name a show in the future, but he wanted to name it. That'll be a great episode title for tomorrow. It's the night before the election, and we just so happen to be on episode 72 right now. I don't know if he knew I was taking Saturday off or not, but it just so happened to work out that tomorrow is episode 73. So tomorrow's episode's named is in honor of Joe Black, the next mayor of Muncie. Time for a Change. So tune in. That's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Be here. Or I guess I can't say the other part of that. What is it? All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Take care. God bless. Have a good night. Bye.